I went from level 3 FACEIT all the way up to level 10 FACEIT in under 500 hours, and this is exactly how I did it. So starting off, to get some things out of the way, I was playing on NA during my entire time on FACEIT as I live in Canada, and obviously if I were to be doing this on EU, it'd be much harder. Another thing is I've only been playing Counter-Strike since March, and before that I played Fortnite professionally.
With community champ Mecton, they are the losers!
Grinding things such as aim, mechanics, and that sort of thing. That is in a third-person shooter, not a first-person shooter, so I did have to build a lot more new skills. And the last thing, I solo queued the majority of my games all the way from level 3 up to level 8, where I then started duo queuing from level 8 up to level 10, and then so far recently I'm in about 2300, 2400 elo. I've been playing majority solo queue. Now that that is all out the way, let's get into it. Starting off, the first thing I did to improve as a player is really start off with fundamentals. By fundamentals, I'm talking about aiming, utility, general map callouts, etc., as I'm a new player who's only been playing for a few months. When it comes to aim, I mainly focus on improving my aim through deathmatch and using maps such as Wipeback Aim Trainer, but I also found this 360-degree reflex aiming map, which definitely helped a lot. For deathmatch, I would head into servers such as the warm-up server, play about almost an hour a day to actually get better with shooting moving targets who move like real players, and also played a little bit of Wipeback before to warm up, and then usually, as another form of practice, I play this 360-degree reflex flicking map. Doing all this consistently definitely helped with me building a better spray pattern habit. As coming into this game, I'm not really used to having to practice spray patterns, but this definitely helped me improve as I got used to how the AK and M4 actually shoot. When it comes to utility, I started using a tool called Refrag, which is made by Pimp, a former professional who used to play for Team Liquid, and I kind of use that as basically a server that you can load up, and it has all the utility on the map that you can learn, has a replay function where it'll show you exactly how to throw it, and all that good stuff. I would hop into Refrag, learn maybe 1 to 5 smokes for a map that I want to consistently play, and then head over into a game and actually try and memorize and learn those spots off the dot. And then for general map knowledge and callouts, I simply had to play the game more. In the first week of June, I actually ended up playing 70 matches of FACEIT, which is completely no lifing the game, but it definitely helped me with my map knowledge as I learned so much about each individual map, especially some strong maps like Overpass, Mirage, and Ancient. Now with all that boring stuff out the way, let's get to number 2, which is playing with intent. Playing with intent is a big reason as to why I improved so fast from level 3 all the way up to level 10 and now hitting 2400 elo. It's because I play with intent. By playing with intent, I mean you play each game with a reason / goal. For example, if I just learned those smokes and refrag, I would go into the next game having the goal to make sure that I use those smokes as much as I can and actually learn to get them nailed down in my head. Another example is one time I played with a streamer known as Cooper, and he actually was on my team, and I was in a 1v3 situation, killed 2 players, and on the last player I overextended and fought him when the bomb was planted and I was on T side when he has to come defuse the bomb, and Cooper really put it in my head through voice chat to not do that, don't overextend, don't get nervous, and I kind of put...
Boom, 1 bank, 1 flank. Yeah, 1v3, baby, don't overheat. Overheating, no!
And when I get put in those situations again for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th time or whatever, I try and go back and remember that previous learning experience and apply that into the current scenario. And playing with intent can be used in so many different ways, such as practicing counter strafing, your general crosshair placement, game knowledge, callouts, etc. So whenever you load up a FACEIT game, remember to have something in the back of your head that you're trying to learn, practice, and master, and that's a fast way to improve. Now for number 3, it's all about mindset. Mindset is one of the things that kills a lot of FACEIT players, especially in lower elos in like 5, 6, 7. I noticed that a lot of people in there get really toxic really early and begin to give up the game, even when it's even, 6-0 or 7-0 or whatever. Those games are easily comebackable. Well, you may have to fight yourself to actually believe that the game is really comebackable and fight your team to make them believe that the game is comebackable. I swear, if you put your effort into doing so, the games usually turn out much better. Simply being that one guy in your team is like, all right guys, we got this, let's switch it up, let's do this, let's do that. Trying to bring positive uplift to the team can increase your win rate by a substantial amount. Because I remember when I was first starting, I kind of got put into that negative mental where I was like, oh damn, okay, we're 6-0, GG's, go next, FF, exclamation point GG or whatever, but it's not the end of the world. Number 4 is to make sure that you're not overplaying. Something I did, as I said earlier, back in June, is I was playing a ridiculous amount of matches every single day, and I knew that was hindering my performance. I was going into each individual game tired, not really fully focused, and especially in tense games where you're heading into possible overtimes, you're going to be really stressed, and there's going to be a lot of mental strain on your brain, and if you're just consistently queuing up, you're going to get tired and your performance is going to suffer. What I like to do now, which I've seen a lot of improvement from doing, is simply whenever I play a game, take about a 20 to 30 30-minute break before I actually end up queuing another, or even longer. I noticed that doing this, my win streaks are longer and my loss streaks are even shorter. And then for number 5, my last thing I actually did to improve my strategy and my overall game sense is I watched a lot of pro play. The Paris Major was a big tournament for me to watch, as it was my first ever competitive tournament to really focus in on, and I loved watching that, and I picked up so much info. Simply watching pros in the way that they hold positions, you know, anchor off sites, etc., can really help you come up with new strategies and figure out new rules for you to get yourself in, and overall builds your game sense. You can even start watching events such as I Am Cologne, which is going on right now, and start writing down some notes and some plays that you guys think are really good. And that's about it. I've been doing all these things pretty consistently since I started playing and really getting into FACEIT seriously, as right now I have almost 400 matches and I'm now almost hitting 1,000 hours on the game. As I'm climbing, I'm still consistently doing these things to make sure I improve as a player. If you guys want me to go more in depth on anything such as aim guides, aim routines, mechanics, on how to improve on utility, anything like that, let me know down in the comments below and I'll make sure to make a video on those. For now, that's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one.